pleasure to introduce today, October 30th, 1990, Dr. Sahni, who is a discoverer of transmission of Homoeo drug energy from a distance. And he's with us today at the Healing Center of San Francisco, 465 Brussels Street, San Francisco, California, 94134, area code 415-468-4680. And he's here today to talk about this discovery and to teach us about it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mrs. Jocelyn, for giving me an opportunity to speak about my discovery, transmission of Homoeo drug energy through hair from a distance. Before knowing this discovery, I would like to throw some light over homeopathy itself. It is misunderstood today in the world. You know, homeopathy was discovered by Dr. Christian Friedrich Samuel Hahnemann, born at Messano in Germany on the 10th April 1755, and he passed away in Paris on the 2nd July 1843. He was born in a very poor family, and he was a genius. But due to poverty, his father doesn't like that he should continue his studies. He wanted that he should help in his business, pottery work. But you know, the genius, when comes in the world, will not sit idle. He will try to show his intelligence in the world. And you know, whenever a truth seeker has appeared on the surface of the earth, he has been misunderstood. Hahnemann too was a time ahead. That's why he was also very much misunderstood. However, he got his admission into the schools, and with the help of teacher, he completed his medical MD of his days. He began to practice traditional orthodox medical science, the allopathy. But he was not satisfied with his practice. Disease was suppressed for some time, but again and again it reappeared. So, seeing this type of treatment, he was always used to think, why this is so? It gets better for the time being, but again that reappears. So, being dissatisfied with his practice, he began to translate books for his livelihood. While he was translating Cullen's Materia Medica, he met a chapter on cinchona, from which quinine is manufactured for malaria. When he saw why this malaria is cured by quinine, there was some hint in it. Due to bitterness, it cures malaria. Then he began to think, there are so many things in the world, but why it alone is the substance which can cure malaria. What is the matter? He began to think and think and think and think. In this way, in a pensive mood, he went away to a forest where he found cinchona tree. By chance or at random, he took the bark of cinchona tree and he chewed it. When he chewed it, he got symptoms of all malaria. Then, in this way, he thought the substance which has capacity to produce symptoms, that substance is a medicine for those symptoms. He experimented it on himself, and by that time he got some followers also, and many drugs were experimented and symptoms were recorded. That is how homeopathy was brought to light in the world. So he concluded, similia similibus curentur. Let life be cured by life. And this is the principle he gave us. Though it is said that this invention in ancient times was made by Ayurvedic pandits, the scholars. And there is a hint there, Vishashi Visha Ausadam. Poison is the medicine for poison. And that is similar curenture of Hahnemann. So Hahnemann very thoroughly brought to light and experimented on himself and on other subjects, healthy subjects, not a diseased person, but a healthy person were taken up. So you know, the records were maintained by collecting the symptoms from mind to feet and generalities. All organs were taken up and symptoms were recorded. And these records of symptoms are called materia medica. And he gave birth to first materia medica in the world, that is materia medica pura. And another thing he gave, his philosophy. And the book is called Organum. And in the very first aphorism, first stanza of Organum is like that. The high wisdom of a physician is to restore the sick as it is termed. Cure, permanent cure. See the mark. Sick, who is sick? This is to be understood because man has been misunderstood. We have come in the world not only with this body, the temple, but also something within, something invisible. And in the ninth aphorism, he says that in the healthy condition of man, the spiritual vital force that animates the material body rules with an unbounded sway and retains all parts of the organism in admirable, harmonious, vital operation as regards both sensations and functions, so that in dwelling reason-gifted mind can freely employ this living, healthy instrument for the higher purposes of our existence. And this is the whole philosophy about homeopathy. And this is the knowledge of homeopathy. If you understand this aphorism, you will see there are three entities, three things. Number one, the body, which is visible. Another, the vital force, the vital principle, which is invisible. And the third one is the reason-gifted mind. In our country, it is called soul. So these three are to be clearly understood. Otherwise, homeopathy cannot be understood. Let us give one example to be very clear. This body is the temple, the church, and the vital principle is the priest, the pope, and the reason-gifted mind within is that all-pervading, omniscient energy on which the whole universe stands, and which is the cause of all created things in the world. So this temple is protected by whom? The vital force, the priest. So body is the subject matter of materialistic medical science. Materialistic medical science means the medicines which are material, which have molecules in them. And holistic medicine, homeopathy, is that which is beyond matter. So, body is the subject matter of other medical sciences, but vital principle is the subject matter of homeopathy. And the last one, the reason-gifted mind, is the subject matter of perfect master of the day. So, we have nothing, I am not concerned here with the last one. We are concerned with the first two. First, because we have to deal with the principle which is within the temple. That's why the body must be known. You all are learned and you know the body, anatomy and physiology. And this is after that. So homeopathy deals with the vital principle which is invisible. The enemy attacks the temple to destroy the priest, the vital principle, the vital force, protects it and tries to fight it out. This enemy is invisible, which attacks this temple. This disease, in the beginning, it is invisible and it is manifested later on. So you know, every substance, everything of the world has got two aspects. Number one, the material which is visible or sensed by the sensory organs. The other cannot be sensed by the sensory organs. So homeopathy deals with that entity which is invisible, and the disease itself is invisible. So when the vital principle is defeated, the defensive mechanism is defeated, the enemy tries to destroy this temple where we are. If it is defeated, it cries out for help. From whom? The physician. For help. What help? In the form of medicine. What medicine? Will it be the materialistic medicine? Or invisible medicine. Can you say the invisible entity demands, asks for medicine? What should be the form of the medicine? Material or immaterial?
Immaterial.
Right, immaterial. But whenever you see in the medical field today, not that entity is given. Matter is given, asking for help, and that invisible thing is offered, that material thing. Can you think that it would help us? Of course, it may give some relief to the body, but not to the vital force. Rather, you have read in the principle and practice of homeopathy by Wheeler, where art has been described. He experimented on the subject with large doses, medium doses, and subtle doses. He found out, he concluded that the large doses kills the cells of the body, medium doses impede it, and the high dose, that is subtle doses, accelerate life activity. It gives life. So you see, what Hahnemann did, he experimented with crude medicines on the healthy subjects, and the healthy subjects became sick. So, when the medicines, the drugs are substantial, that is, containing matter, material, containing molecules, will be administered in that way. According to him, it doesn't help life to grow, to be healthy. So, where will you get? What are the sources of medicine? I told you already that there are 6 sources of medicine. After all, we have to find out medicines from the nature. And nature is the source of medicines for all systems of medical sciences. You see? All systems derive medical substances from the nature, homeopathy too. So there are 6 sources of medicine. Number 1, the vegetable kingdom, as for example, lycopodium. Another one is animal kingdom, as for example, apis mel. Mineral kingdom, sulfur. 4th one is nozols, medicines prepared from the diseased tissues of the body. Next one is sarco. Diseased portion, diseased tissue of the body makes nosols, as for example, medorenum is prepared from the discharge of gonorrhea, syphilis from syphilinum, syphilis, and tuberculinum from tubercular bacilli. In this way, the diseased tissue give birth to many medicines for human safety. Another one is sarcos. Sarcos means medicines prepared from the healthy tissues of the body. As for example, thyroidinum, pituitarianum. And the last one is imponderabilium or imponderabilia. As for example, medicine sol, S-O-L, sol, prepared from the sun ray. Luna, prepared from the moon. And X-ray from the X-ray. So these 6 sources are the medicine. But I told you already that it needs subtle subtle means beyond molecule. How to get that one? It cannot be visible, found in the world, because the whole universe is material. So, but you see, the existence of that last entity I told you is omniscient in every particle, in every thing of the world. It exists. So what Hanuman did, he potentized it. What does it mean? Potentization means medicine were prepared from these sources. Take for example, any medicine in tincture. One drop of mother tincture is mixed with 100 drops of alcohol. You'll see, it should not be confused with 99 or 100. You'll see 1:99 somewhere, and somewhere you will see 1:100. We have not to bother about all these. So we have to give emphasis only on this, that the homeopathic medicine is prepared in this process. So from mother tincture, one drop is taken and mixed with 100 drops of alcohol. I am given 10 strokes. It makes 1 C. But in India, C is not written on the vial, but we hear C. And C is written on the vial. To make a potency number 2, we have to take 1 drop from the potency number 1 and mixed with 100 drops of alcohol fresh. That makes potency 2. In this way, if we go ahead, a time will come when all the molecules in the mother tincture will be distributed, and according to Avogadro's number, in the 12th potency, there may be only 1 molecule. Thereafter, there is no molecule. And this is the greatest problem in the medical field, potency problem. And it is called unscientific. Why? Because the high potency medicine cannot be found out in the world by any mightiest instrument of today. If you go higher, if you take 1 drop from the 12th potency, 13th potency it will be, but 1 molecule cannot be distributed to the third. So in this way, no molecule goes beyond 12th. And that's what you know. We have to face in the world that homeopathic medicine is nothing but a placebo. Why? Because science cannot find it. Science cannot find you. And for science, you are nothing. Everything is your body. Body, body, body. Not you. You cannot see me. Do you see me?
No.
Yes. Very good. You cannot see me. You see my mask. You see my temple. You see my body, where I am. Can any science find out me? No. That's why I am no. I am not no more. I am no more. So this is it. That's why it is called where science ends, philosophy starts. And this is homeopathy. If you understand these things, you will know this. So that type of energy, that potency, the vital principle needs and demands for, from whom? The physician. So, when the medicine is administered to the man, the sick, vital force, gets energy and drives the enemy out. So you know what are the enemies which are very, very powerful in the world? See, the whole world is based on the principle of trial. Three things. In Ayurvedic you will see Kapha, Pitta, Vata. If you go in the philosophy, Sankhya Darshan, then you see Sat, Tut, Sat, Raj, Tam. In the same way, in science, electron, proton, neutron. So in homeopathy also, Hahnemann found out the principle, and that is called miasm. What is that miasm? Sora, syphilis, psychosis. Sora, what is that sora? Invisible, I told you, this is invisible. And this is the first miasm, first pestilence from which the human race is suffering from. How did it appear on the surface of the earth? You see, man came pure in the beautiful garden created by the Creator. And in course of time, he was very greedy and began to steal apple from the garden. And that thinking, that will, he first willed to have that. Then he acted, plunged, and enjoyed. Once he enjoyed, he began to fall in trap of the world, and he wanders everywhere and began to get himself entrapped and caged, caught in the net everywhere. So you cannot see, this is I told you, you cannot see Sora. When Sora is manifested on the body, then we see, then it becomes visible. As for example, itching, eruptions on the body. So Sora is the first chronic disease which attacked the human race. And I told you, greedy, avarice, all these cropped up in human mind, and then it began to have lust, and prostitution, and acquiring syphilis, and thereafter gonorrhea. Without Sora, nothing is possible. So Sora gave birth to syphilis and gonorrhea, and these are things which are cause of all the diseases on earth. Without these, nothing is possible. We hear AIDS all over. The world is helpless before that. But this is nothing. What is that? Only the manifestation of Sora and other two miasms. So many-headed Sora manifests itself in different forms and in different times, and baffles the constant efforts of scientists today. The trick is known to whom? The real Hahnemannian homeopath. He knows it. What is that? This is nothing but the manifestation of Sora, syphilis, and psychosis. Or Sora and syphilis. Or Sora and psychosis, gonorrhea. In the layman's term, we call it Sora, the itches, syphilis, and gonorrhea, that is psychosis. So these are the things which are attacking the whole world, and the whole world is dancing like this, going mad by power, all these things, you see. So who will cure all these ills of human beings? I told you, this part of man has been neglected by medical science. And Hahnemann was very ahead time. was misunderstood in his country. He was driven out from his country and he took shelter in France, at Paris, where he did these miraculous discoveries and activities, everything there, and he died there. Recently I saw his birthplace, Maison, and his tomb at Paris. So this is how homeopathy came into existence. So he wrote another book, and these books are called Chronic Diseases by Hahnemann. Chronic Diseases. This book is of 2 volumes. So philosophy is organon, materia medica is the forest which contains, do you know the number of the medicine today? 2600. This is a great forest. And the principle is there, and the third book is the chronic disease. These are the things, these are the instruments which can help the suffering being a lot. But you know, because it has nothing to do with a method, so in many countries it has been misunderstood. So homeopathy can play a lot in all aspects of life. If you are powerful and you have craving for power, you are egoistic. Homeopathy medicine can help to be normal. If you are very ferocious, that tendency can be curtailed by it. Everything is there. You see in the materia medica, all the behavior of humankind are there. And if you do, so see, if you want to have mastery, grip over all 2600 medicines, it is impossible these days by this human computer, this brain. It is impossible to keep all those, because you see, one medicine has got about 5,000 symptoms. Another medicine, 450,000 medicines. You cannot keep all these. So this is just like a vast ocean, a vast forest. And this ocean can be easily crossed by a ship. So what is the ship in this vast ocean? Who has given it? And many authors, but especially Kent, J.T. Kent of USA. He collected all the gems from the vast forest of materia medica and gave alphabetically, organ-wise in the repertory. And repertory is the ship sitting in which you can easily cross that. If you do not understand these things, you cannot understand homeopathy in life. One life is insufficient to know homeopathy. You know, if you learn how to write 1 to 10, and you know the principle involved in it, you can write any number up to infinity. If you do not know the principle involved in these numbers, one life is insufficient only to learn numbers. In the same way, you see, it is the case with homeopathy and the disease in the world. Diseases, many diseases. Psoriasis, TB, gout, asthma, diabetes, blood pressure, and ultimately this day, the last form these days is AIDS. See? All different No, if you do not understand the sick or the man, you cannot treat it. Because, you see, asthma goes with life. This is funny. Diabetes goes with life. Take medicine and go along. That's all. No treatment. So, if you know this principle of homeopathy, you can treat any disease, right from skin diseases to diabetes, asthma, cancer, and AIDS, very easy. Now, on the basis of my experience, I can, with confidence, say that treating AIDS is easier than any disease. So, don't get alarmed with this, the havoc creating pestilence which has come to destroy the world. Be careful and try to understand. You see. And another thing you must know about homeopathy is that, write on please, in aphorism 272, he has said, in no case, comma, is it requisite to administer more than one single medicinal substance at a time. See, now you have got these two aphorisms. Aphorisms 9 and this aphorism. With these two, if you know, if you catch hold of these pillars, you can sail the boat easily to cross this vast ocean of diseases. Nothing. Very simple. See? We have nothing to do with this. Diseases are nothing but the effect. The products, not the cause. Cause is something else. You see? Maggots come when the mango is rotten. Not that. Maggots came first, and then it gets rotten. Not that. So disease comes first. What disease? Invisible disease comes first. You might be saying, oh, I am not feeling well. What is that? He is sick now. If you go to find out the pathology, it is beyond pathology. Because it is not manifested. If it will come in the concrete form, then pathology will say, yes, this is the maggot, or this is the bacteria, and all these things, kill it. So this is that. But you see, all these are nothing but the effect, not the cause. Never the cause. You cannot see syphilis, you cannot see psychosis. But what you will say are the manifestations in the form of pustules, ulcers, eruptions on the body, chancre, and ulcer on penis or in the body, and gonorrheal discharge from urethra. So these are manifestation, not the disease. In the same way you see AIDS. The vital force, the defensive mechanism has been weakened by what? These three enemies. Sora, syphilis, and psychosis. So, if they will not be taken into consideration, it is impossible to control, to help the AIDS patient. And this is very simple, I say. If you see, I give you one example how these things are tackled. See, one cancer case, lady, that was in uterus, and the size was as if 9-month pregnancy. She went to a surgeon, and surgeon made laparotomy. He opened the abdomen, and seeing the severity of the case, he closed it and told the guardian to go home. No need of wasting money on her. Pray and give whatever she likes to eat. However, she went there walking and came back on a stretcher. And after a week or so, somehow or other, brought to the author. I examined. I took history, full history. You see. I have nothing to do with the name of the disease. Nomenclature of a disease is a misnomer in treating any disease. So, do you know, I took full history for in 2 to 3 hours, collected all symptoms, and my diagnosis was based, do you know, you will laugh at it, and people will laugh at it. See, number one, while she was narrating her symptoms, she was weeping. So if you see in the repertory, there are only 4 medicines. That is KC, merorinum, pulsatilla, and sepia. Another symptoms was she had sexual desire during menses. There too you will see the pulsatilla. And moreover, she had aversion to fat. Pulsatilla is both there. And when I consoled her, she kept mum. She felt relief. And that is pulsatilla. So pulsatilla was selected. And you know, pulsatilla 0 by 1. So you will wonder what is 0, 1 by 1. Because you do not follow the instruction of the teacher. That's why it will be a wonder for you. So pulsatilla 0 by 1, 1 pill. Do you know the size of the pill? I have shown you yesterday. Poppy seed size. Take 1 poppy size seed and put into a vial, whatever size it may be, half a dram, 2 drams, or 1 dram. Put water, any water. Don't care for the purity of that, because you see, homeopathic medicine is just like soul in the body. You will know how this discovery came into being. I will tell you next in the next session. And 1 hair was taken from her head, and that 1 portion of the hair was inserted into the fire, and some portion was out, serving as an antenna area. As soon as the hair was brought in contact with the solution of pulsatilla, it began to work wonderfully on her, and a ray of hope was there before her. In this way, she went away, and she used to report every week about the progress, and she was progressing by leaps and bounds, and within 6 months, no sign of that tumor in the uterus was seen. Who will believe this? See, who will believe? But you see, we have come here in the world with what thing? Our seed is not so big. Do you know the banyan tree? So big. From where it has sprung? Very tiny seed. You see, where it was? People do not understand this. Whole university is created out of nothing. Energy, which is invisible. And people think of all these in material things. Think of it. You see, he will wonder if you will find in the repertory there is no mention of materia medica in chapter of cancer. Uterine cancer, no pulsatilla. I have nothing to do with their cancer by name or AIDS by name, nothing. We have to deal with the patient. Who is patient? Who weeps? Who is patient? Who dislikes fat? Who is patient? Who has desire during sex? Who is the patient who is consoled by consolation? Patient, sick. Not that this body, this thing. One person having so many symptoms, so many diseases, cancer, headache, sciatica, gout, diabetes, all these with tiny glowed can be controlled because we have nothing to do with these. It is not that this throat will be divided to you and the stomach to him and the uterus to her and the brain, head to another. Not that. Then there will be a question of coordination in the medical field. See? So this is holistic. We help the whole vital force, which takes care of the whole thing. And this is all about homeopathy. If you know well, very easily you can understand it. So, what are the essential books? Organum. And easy to read is Kant's philosophy, very small book. But it is very pleasant if you really like philosophy. You will enjoy that reading. And then repertory, Kant repertory. There are many repertories, but for the time being, don't go into that vast thing. And the Barthel, H. Barthel repertories in 3 volumes. These are gems. Use it and then care for all any disease by name. Don't get afraid of. And give hope to the living, to the persons who are hopeless. You know, hope is a great balm for a speedy recovery. Try to give hope, because there is. If they know there is cure somewhere in the world, they will have ray of hope, and that will give a strength to be alive. Life is such a beautiful thing, such a great precious for us. But do you know how we are destroying on the earth? Not knowing even of this. People claim they know everything. They can go to any planet. But what about you? I could not know myself in this temple I am residing, but I do not know that. See? Funny. So this is not my subject to encroach about that. This is a great thing. If these 2 things are understood in the world, you see, peace will come down on the earth. No, why? Why to quarrel? Why war? Everything. Peace will come. Individual peace, peace of society, and the whole world will be peaceful. See what it happens. When a baby comes in the world, you see, each and every man, each and every boy or girl gets trauma at the time of birth. Simple, a slight hurt gives trouble in life. Many fall this way and that way. See, no. So if you know how to deal with the person, you can very easily do help to human society with something. Later on, he gets the eruptions, that sora, and manifested on the surface. Mother and father are answered. They will apply medicine and suppress it. What will be the result? Either TB or eczema. Asthma is the minimum, not AIDS. AIDS will come. So you know, can you figure out this man, how will you see in the patient when they come before you? You can locate, you can spot out. See, sora is equal to, in arithmetic is equal to, on the surface, neither deep nor ever. And syphilis is destructive, destroy the organ. So whenever you see the ulcer on the surface of the body, you will see what? Deep. This is syphilis. You can say, look it here. I see if it is a deep, it is syphilis. If it is a psychosis, there will be some plus. So is equal to minus. Syphilis minus and psychosis plus. As per example, see this was, this tumor, all these work which is growth, something addition in the body, organism is what? Psychosis. So you can very easily spot out. So when you ask, did you suffer from war? Oh, yes. Did your parents suffer? Oh, yes. What does it mean? That psychosis is within the thief, hidden. You see, any time it can create any havoc in the human economy. And this is the, who knows the district? Only the real homeopath. You see, patents and all these are being used just like copying the modern medicine. Can't help. If you go by nomenclature, you can't treat, you can't cure. You can do your business, but cannot cure. Who cannot cure? Because unless the sick is taken care of, sickness will never be. You do every day you are sick. So suppressing, thereafter syphilis and gonorrhea, that too are suppressed. Then what they will do? In that form, the manifested form has been suppressed. You cannot see now. Your machine will not find it out. That is the soul of these sora, syphilis and psychosis. You cannot see. No instrument in the world can find out. When you can say, oh, I'm sick. So you are sick. This is your mental trouble. Mental. But that is not the case. Sickness already cracked in your economy. Will still. A time will come. It will appear on the surface. Then you will find your pathology will develop and they say, oh, this is the cause. This is the cause. But that is not never the cause. That is the effect. So try to know this beauty. Try to know this truth. This is the real truth in homeopathy. So this I call it initiation in homeopathy. You know yourself, the vital force, and the single medicine. These two. If you know these things, then there are a lot of books in the library. You can read. There are many books. So you know the biggest materia medica, that is Encyclopedia, 12 volumes. Thereafter, hearing guiding symptoms, 10 volumes. Plus, Dictionary of Materia Medica, 3 volumes, and body. So you do not try to possess at this time. If you develop your interest, you can decorate and beautify your library, and you should go gradually. But these things, philosophy and the Materia Medica, at least you see, keep Kent's Materia Medica and the body, and keep the repertory. That is a must, that which you cannot practice. Many people will say, oh, I all remember all. All medicines I remember, I do not take help of the book. Then I say, yes, you are a superhuman. I bow down. When I ask in a big gathering, can anybody tell me? They know. Even one medicine, nobody can dare say, no. If you say, oh, I know everything. Oh, you cannot say, I know. Because when you began to, you say, oh yes, I know lycopodium. Some superfluous symptoms you read in this book and that book, and they putting in your brain, in your mind, and you try to apply on the patient. Not that. This is not homeopathy. See, in a sulfur. Oh, these are the sulfur. This is sulfur patient doesn't like to take bath, like sweets, and all these things are that. When you count, you will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. But and what is the number? 5,000. See, you cannot. I cannot keep in this computer. So that is the must. In this way, you go ahead and take them. Is there any question about whatever I submitted to you? Please ask me question. If you want, if you any doubt, any clarification you need, please.
The books that you just suggested, Kent's material, do you have those?
No, I have no books. I have my personal, for personal use. You may, this is in Berkeley. There is a lot of books. You can purchase any book. They are all available. That is not the problem. Oh yes, one thing I forgot. See, chaos in the world. Chaos. Why? Unrest. You know, we all are standing on volcanoes. Volcanoes. You know, huh? Why? Because we do not follow our truth seeker. In the medical science, in homeopathy, we do not follow Saint Hahnemann, his instruction. He experimented whole life for the suffering humanity. You see, he had to starve for livelihood. Children were starving for bread, but he didn't quit this truth. Truth seeker is so. And every time there is history that society doesn't recognize and misunderstood, and sometimes you see they killed and were driven out. So see, that will happen with Hahnemann. Hahnemann experimented the potency, what will be the ideal potency to be administered. So see, there are 3 scales of potencies. Number 1 is decimal potency. 1 is to 10. 1 portion of the medicine and 10 portions of alcohol, the carrier or the globules or powder. In this way, you go on manufacturing from one part and 10 parts. That will be 2x. So this is called decimal potency of the scale. Decimal. Decimal. Symbol is x. Symbol is x. Second is, you see on the bar, 12x, 6x, it means it is prepared on this scale, decimal, 10. And another is centesimal. You see on the wall, C. I already explained. Then, in the last stage, after experimenting on different potency, and there was aggravation and not good. So he always tried to find out the ideal potency with which, what should be the nature of the cure? Rapid, gentle, and permanent. He always tried to find out that. So later on, he found out another scale of potency that is called 50 millisimal. 1 is to 50,000. So these are the 3 scales. And he abandoned those first potency, and which are being used here in your country and many countries. Only in India and Germany, in my knowledge, I don't know about others, but in Europe also, Europe means London and Switzerland, these are 50 millisimal are not used. See, he gave the last experiment, last thing for us to use, but what do we do? I do not use that. It was not published during his life because it was in the last stage, so that was in the manuscript form. Somehow or other, it was procured and it was brought in the life. It is very cheap. So, you see, commercial world didn't try to get it to the market so recently. So, the symbol is different. See, in India, the symbol is 1 or 2, 3, 4 in this way up to 30. It has gone ahead, but it is written 0 but by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3 in this way, or m by 1, m by 2, m by 3. And in Germany, it is called cube potency. Instead of 50 millisievert, it is called cube LM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. L is 50, M is 1000. So 1 is to 50,000. And this is the ideal potency which should be used if you follow strictly our teacher, our master, Hanuman. That is the way, and there is no way out. And you know the other principle, how the medicine acts on the body. If you administer medicine, how it acts? It has cured start from above downward, from within outward, and in the reverse order of coming of symptoms. These are the law of cure. If it is otherwise, there is no cure, and that is the road to cure, and there is no other. See the language. There is no other. If you have eczema in the childhood, thereafter you have asthma, and thereafter diabetes, and thereafter TB, and thereafter you got that all meals, maybe AIDS. Then when you try to treat AIDS, see, in the reverse order it will start. But of course, you should not get alarmed on this. You should not get scared that TB will come. Not that, not to that extent, because it helps not, it is distress. So simply it will give you some symptoms of that, and then and all disappear. All disappear, but only eggs are there. Eggs. No damage now. See, vanished. When big fish are there, the small fish are eaten away. That is nature's law. It happens in nature. We see every day. So he is free from asthma at present, diabetes. But you see, all are there. All are there. Hidden. When you start treating 8%, maybe that cough and cold, like this thing, lung trouble will come, pneumonia will come. Thereafter, diabetes. So patient will get alarmed. Oh, that was cured, and it is coming on. Tell him clearly, this is the key going out from your body. Don't get scared. Then will come asthma. Oh, now I am very sorry. I have no sleep at night. I am breathing and breathing and breathing. See, you see, your enemy is going. Why are you so sorry? Be happy to see this and see your health where you are. You are not moving and now you are walking. See, don't you see? You were going where and now where you are. That person. See, tolerate. Then what will come? Can you tell me? What will come thereafter?
Diabetes? Skin.
Skin eruptions. Skin eruptions lastly in the reverse order, you see? Reverse order. Then, my face is very bad. I cannot show my face to the society. I cannot go out. Be confined now. If you do not want to show your full face. Life is, you are getting life. Happiness. If you suppress, you will go again to that state. In this way, this skin will come and it will give you trouble for some time. They will be so much perturbed that again and again they say, if you try here to suppress it, whole level lost. If you try to give medicine on particular or the disease, you see what will be the condition of the patient. It will be just like iceberg. Iceberg, you know? Iceberg, you know? Iceberg. Big block of ice. And some portion is visible, some portion only. See, if that portion somehow or other, if it is merged, not visible, what will be the fate of that ship which is coming, which was cautious to seeing that iceberg, he will go away from that, otherwise dash. So this has come above, this is iceberg, and this is within. If you suppress it, it collapses. If you do not suppress, you can treat and all the ice will dissolve and this iceberg will go itself. When you take care of the general, the particular will take care of itself. So don't try to give medicine on that. Don't give patchwork. Many people say, oh, I do homeopathy. I do this thing. I do this thing, many things. You know what? It does not lie. Homeopathy is perfect medical therapy. It does not need any crutch. Any crutch. No. Any crutch. No. You know what? See, if you give medicines and there will be candida will appear. Oh, candida. Candida. How these things will appear? They will be around. Perturbed. Don't get perturbed. It will go. Don't try to give another method to suppress it. Why, you give one patchwork here by one method and another patch here, you will be lost. Your guide, your messenger to give symptoms to help the patient will be destroyed, will be killed, will be of nowhere. So we will destroy the case. No. Complete. Why? One life is insufficient to be master and to practice. Why to add something to hide my weakness, homeopathic weakness? Bring something new, some patent medicine, some bachelor of medicine. When all this, why? Being your field, every science has got merits. I respect all package. They have, because I have no knowledge of that. A little knowledge will harm the patient. Why should I apply that on that? No. But you see, after all, we are residing in this temple. It needs nutrition. Balance that. Who will say that don't take medicine? In homeopathy, there are many misconceptions. Don't eat this, don't eat this. You know, homeopathic medicine is just like soul. Soul is immortal. It can't be disturbed by water, poison, or fire, anything. In the same way, homeopathic potentized medicine such can't be disturbed by any gross thing. Gross thing can nothing. Put some onion in your mouth and give this tiny pill on the tongue and see the miracle. It will act. It will not disturb. But I don't mean that you should take all these things, you do smoke and you drink all that. That I don't encourage. I am giving emphasis on the side that people get scared that I am smoking and drinking and chewing and tobacco, all these things. So homeopathy medicine who will not act on me. This is funny. Homeopathy medicine acts on animals, all ages, for any disease. So this is so subtle, it can't be destroyed. And people say, homeopathy is very slow. I don't believe. Slow, quick case. I don't. Quick case. Why? You cannot treat. I say, take one case. Asthma. Treat you and I. I mean homeopath. And see, I cure in 5 years. In how many years you will cure? Take the data. See how it happens. Turn the pages of your experience, past experience, and see. See this. So it is not slow. Of course, people will come to you, seeing the miracle. Oh, they put the hair and there is action. That's why it will be very easy and it will be attracted. Don't give. Say, if anybody asks you, this is my style. Can you cure me? I have cancer. What do you reply? No. I do not know. How much time? I do not know. This is the reply by me. If they take time, Then he becomes conscious, and then you, hey, have you cured? Oh, you are? First I can say, I am not such a great saint that I can foresee future. I have no knowledge of that. Whether I can cure you or not, I cannot say. I shall try. If you like, take appointment to go and come and try. In this way, very clear. And what Kent has said, Kent, this Kent, what said? If this chronic case is cured within 2.5 years to 3 years, it is a speedy cure. Generally, it takes 5 to 7 years for permanent. Permanent, not that separate. Return to as he was, as the original, no patchwork. So this is ideal cure. This is all about. And if any other question, and in the next session we'll talk about this, transmission. I already told you. Having this background, now you can very easily understand the principle, the practice of drug transmission. You see, you give pill in mouth, you boast, I am giving something. What are you giving? Only this vehicle you are giving, not the soul. Soul-like thing, soul-like entity is not such a substance which can be consumed through mouth. It is funny. It looks funny if you give medicine in mouth. It is not. Everybody has got an aura, and you can put it anywhere. It will act. So we will explain in detail how transmission of drug energy through hair has came into existence through this author on 6/1/1967. Thank you very much for patient hearing us and try to understand. This is very, very easy. This is homeopathic knowledge. And this is key. Don't think you became a doctor and you will try. No. This is a key. You can open anything, any library, and have grip over that. And you can easily handle any case. Don't get afraid of that. You are all working in the field, in whichever medical field you belong to. See, this is the beauty. I have nothing. But you see that people misunderstand that we decry surgery. This is hopeless. Who will decry surgery? This is a wonderful achievement of medical science. But you think it. This is not the monopoly. Surgery is not the monopoly of any science. It belongs to all. Anatomy, physiology, pathology, all these belong to every medical science. In ancient times, during Charva, in Ayurveda's time, brain was operated that day. So this is not a monopoly. If there is accident, who will say, do not put the limbs together and give this head and this head. If blood transfusion is needed, if you don't give blood, what will be the condition? They will die. First fail, then you treat permanently. They don't, this pathy. All pathies have merits, honor them, and take help. All together, try to find out, to eradicate these cases which are called incurable, so-called incurable. I don't want to say incurable. So-called incurable diseases. Thank you very much for patience here.
Thank you.